How you doing, Daniel?
Yeah, morning, Ahmed. I'm good, good.
Said, you've always called Arsenal a small club. So Manchester United will be going to Emirates on Wednesday.
Yeah,
That
it's a
game
very
is
small club.
no.
It's
I
a
know,
small club.
I know
It's a
it's
small club on. It's a small club on form.
a small club on form.
Yeah,
Is it?
still on form.
But the last guys to challenge Manchester City. When last did your club challenge Manchester City?
That's why I said it's form. It's not class. Two different things. It's form.
So what are
It's
you
just
expecting?
form.
What are you expecting Amorim to do against Arsenal?
To be honest, I don't really expect much of if a tactical change. I still expect that he goes out normal 3-5-2 on the offensive, looking to, sort of like peg the Arsenal defenders, a bit further in their own half and not allowing them, come in to affect the game, because Arsenal also likes to play with their fullbacks on the offensive. They also want to create with their fullback, and I think that's something they'll be very of also at playing against this Manchester United side, because we are also operating on the flanks very well, operating with the right or left wing backs, and also having our three central backs sort of like pegged a bit high also while we are on the offensive. So I think for me, it's going to be a battle of the middle of the park. Yes, it's going to be the winner of the midfield, for me, would control the game, but may not necessarily win the game. So I think I want to see how much of a work that Ugarte will do on Odegaard, because I'm thinking this is that kind of a game where uh, we are going to have to also test Ugarte to see his ability to read the game, stay composed, break the opponent's passing lines, try to see how he can affect the game when he's with the ball and when he's defending without the ball. So I think it's a game of the middle of the park. I don't know if Thomas Partey is fit to start, but if Partey is fit to start, then there is a stiff competition in the middle of the park. I'm hopeful to see a midfield starting trio of Bruno Ugarte and Mason Mount, and then maybe Cassie comes on much later, probably about like
If
70th
it starts
minute or
with
thereabout.
Bruno, Ugarte, and Mason Mount, who is going to control the midfield? Man United lacks that control in the midfield, and Odegaard is good at it.
Uh,
So it's going to be very, very difficult to even stop
yeah,
it.
yeah. You see. I think it's if you look, to be honest, and to be honest and also fair on Bruno, you would agree with me that the last two games Bruno have managed the game much better. I think he's no longer forcing passes. He's being, how would I put it? I think it's something, an instruction that have come from the coaching, the coaching team largely, yeah, that have had him now feel okay and comfortable to, kick those quick short passes, sort of like manage the game, and then go forward when it's better or best even to go forward. If you notice that the number of long balls he has sent in the last 2-3 games have actually reduced compared to what he sends on the usual, or will I say he sends more effective long balls forward now, not just kicking the ball long because he has to kick the ball long and hoping that there is one of his teammates is going to, get on the end of the long ball. So for me, to be honest, like I think Manchester United has what it takes to manage that midfield, compete in that midfield, honestly. Because if you look at likes of Liverpool, maybe not until now, where Gravenberch have been very good, this season thus far. They really didn't, since Fabinho left, they didn't really have any guy in the middle of the park to sort of like steady the ship. But the hunger, in the players, their desire to, hunt after the opponent, deep and all that. You see it fetches results. So these players are not bad. They are good. It's basically about their confidence being boosted and them willing or accepting within themselves to say, yes, I can actually go ahead and I can do this. Look, all you need is just get the ball. When you get the ball, you hang on the ball, you kick back. You've got like your back three are good on the ball. Whichever back three, if he plays Shaw,
Martinez is not playing him. Hope you know that.
Yeah, I said if he plays Shaw, Dalo, Masraoui, what's it called? Delete are all good on the ball. They're all good on the ball. The GK, the goalkeeper Onana, is also good on the ball. Ogate is good on the ball. So it makes for an exciting competition, if you ask me. So I'm very confident that Manchester United will go to Emirates. As much as Emirates is free flying at the moment, they sort of like, in the last couple of games now, 3 games, on the bounce now.
Emirates is
Sort of
free
like
flying. The thing you should look at is when last did Manchester United pick up a point in the Emirates?
It has to go back to 3 seasons ago. I think the last person was Ode, if I'm right. I think Ode was the last person, if I'm right. But for me, look, I agree Manchester United have been like sort of like in a down place. And that's why I said, look, this is just an Arsenal team on form. That is what it is for me. Look, any day against Arsenal, to be honest, like I've seen the worst of Manchester United defeat the best of Arsenal. I'm talking David Moyes going to take 2 points. Like I've seen some terrible Manchester United sides, go to Emirates and get results. Like I say and I maintain, this is Arsenal Football Club. You know me, I don't, as much as Man City has been free flying and Arsenal have been free flying, you would agree with me that I have refused to accept that they are anything bigger than Manchester United. I just think that the players are the ones that are refusing to compete. That is how I've always viewed it. You agree with me that I've always said that, look, there's nothing special about the Pep side that the Manchester United side cannot defeat them. I've maintained this over the years. Over 6 years now, 7 years, I've been saying it. It's not new for me because I've seen Ole tackle Pep Guardiola. I've seen some good football from Eric Ten Hag. So imagine if these guys have played with that sort of like that confidence. We are Manchester United players. Then imagine what they could have done. Because most times they just go and it's like they throw in the towel, particularly the days of Pogba in the middle of the park. Once we go down, they sort of like just bury their heads and all that. So for me, this is just an Arsenal team on form. I expect Manchester United to go there. Because if you put them on paper, player on player, put them on paper, except they are on form. There is nothing in Arsenal's front three. Aside Saka, there is nothing in Arsenal's front three to threaten me. If we are going to be very honest, aside Saka. And why I feel threatened by Saka is simply the fact that Saka can appear to not be in the game and just in split seconds affect the game. That's just the reason why I fear Saka. That's just the reason I fear Saka. Saka could appear not to be in the game and in split seconds affect the game. So for me, I'm expecting a very stiff contest. A 3-5-2 on the offensive, on the defensive, being comfortable to get compact, sit below, and turn up to whatever form, either a 4-4-2 flat, a 4-4-2 pivot, or whatever it is they double pivot, whatever it is they want to do on the defensive side.
Okay, now let's talk about Manchester United. RUBEN AMORIM yesterday said that Lenny Yoro is back.
Yeah,
but we're not expecting him to play against Arsenal. But
yeah, he said after the training session, they have one more training session this morning. So there will be another presser. So after the when we hear from RUBEN, we will know if he's going to be in the match day squad. But regardless, we're not expecting him to start, and we'll expect him to just have regulated minutes, maybe not more than 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. The situation of what the scoreline is or whatever it is, those are some determinant factors also that we must agree with, that they must be sort of like in favor of Manchester United before Lenny will come on, because in the words of Ruben yesterday, he is not just looking to push out Lenny out there. He has to sort of like control, his progress or his return back on the grass.
Okay, so what lineup are you expecting? Do you expect too much changes? This guy has been rotating. So do you expect him to change anything? What lineup are you expecting?
Yeah. So
he's going to play with the 3-4-3. But first question, do you expect this guy to start? Zegzi. No, Zegzi scored 2 goals last weekend.
No.
Don't you think he should reward? He should be rewarded now. He should be rewarded.
No. Rashford have also been scoring. He also needs the reward. But if you look the game from how both teams play, you would see that if Zexi starts, if Joshua starts, it will give the Arsenal fullbacks sort of like confidence to keep going forward. That's what I'm saying. Because of you could say that he's going to drag them out of positions. I agree. He could sort of like drag them out of positions, maybe bringing Saliba with himself slightly into the middle of the park, and then leaving channels for Rashford or Garnacho or whomever to run, behind. But for me, I think that in that kind of a game, you need a central forward that is going to be a physical threat, that is going to hit these defenders, get in those battles with them, tire them out for some 65, 78 minutes before another central forward can come on with a different pattern of football and serve them something entirely different. But you need Rasmus to come on with that fire and tire them out. Rashford is the kind of central forward for me. If you're up against Arsenal, it's the central forward you should play. He's going to get into those tackles. He's going to press.
He's talking about Rasmus Højlund or Rashford?
No, Rasmus Højlund.
Okay.
Yeah, so he will lead the press. He will be going on tackles. He will put his head on aerial duels. He will put his body on the line. He will run diagonals. You see the way he runs. He makes those central forward runs. He drifts from he makes all those darted runs, stutter runs, and all that. So for me, he's a proper central forward that we need against an Arsenal side. And then depending on what the result is saying or how tired maybe he gets as the game proceeds or prolongs, then you could consider, having Joshua on the grass. But for me, if I'm the head coach tomorrow, I'll be starting the game with
Well, you know that Zexi didn't play as a central forward against Everton. He played
like a false nine. That is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. The Arsenal central backs, look, playing that way is more like playing into the hands of Arsenal. The central forwards originally like to come high. And so the central backs rather. So it won't be anything out of the ordinary for them, coming that high, maybe 15 yards away from the 18-yard box. It won't be anything, because they have the legs. Gabriel have the legs. Saliba have the legs. So it's how they play. They will be happy to sort of like push Manchester United that high. But then when you have Erasmus, who is going to always be either in between or by the side of one of the central forwards, it serves a different game entirely. And he had the hold-up play also, comfortable playing with his back again, facing the goalpost. So it's a different dynamic, more like for me, a proper central forward. So if Manchester United was probably on form, I would have said, okay, fine, having a false nine in Joshua Zexi. But the thing again about Joshua Zexi's false nine, again, is about his movements. He's slow. Once he dishes out those passes, he's slow.
Yeah, that's true.
He's running back into the box. It's quite slow. So it's going to provide, more recovery time. And we understand this is a game of very, very, very thin margins. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds could affect the game in a very different way. So his recovery runs back into the box it's quite very slow. Or probably if you say, okay, he wants to be like, maybe, I'm not saying he's in that class, maybe like Dmitry Babatov, who wants to like come in late into the box and smash the ball either on a second balls, or maybe have the cutbacks for himself. But he's really not that kind of guy. I'll take for example Rashford's second goal when he flicked the ball sideways for Ahmad. Do you know that even as at the time, go and watch the game, I took my time to review. Do you know that even at the time Rashford had scored the goal, Joshua Zexi had not made it into the box?
Maybe because he's not the central forward. No. Rashford was the central forward that day.
No, you don't get my point. Even if he was the 10,
I get
even if he was the 10, the distance between where he was away from the 18-yard box was still very wide enough for the Everton defenders to comfortably clear the ball or even keep possession of the ball.
Yeah, so he doesn't have that pace. After distributing the passes, he doesn't have that pace to run into the box.
So you will not give those kind of room against a team in form. I'm talking having players like Saliba and Gabriel, and then probably if they start with Thomas Partey, whom for me have been playing some good football in the last couple of weeks, and so you're more like giving them more time to hang on the ball. So that's what I'm saying. I think we have to start with legs, get in there, tire out Arsenal, because for the first time in a very long time, we're going to Emirates with a deep bench. I can comfortably say we have a deep bench. We have a bench deep enough to affect the game. So I would go and I would tell the players, look, don't be scared to go out there, smash their legs, run out your lungs. We have good enough 5 players on the bench to affect the game.
Okay, you said we need to start with legs. Okay, talking about starting with legs, can you give me your predicted lineup? 3-4-3.
Yeah. So Onana between the sticks, obviously. Masraoui playing on the right. I think Luke Shaw would start. And then it's going to be Luke Shaw, the leads, and Masraoui. And then in the middle, I predict Ugarte, Mount, Bruno, and then Ahmad, obviously Rashford, and then Zexi Garnacho.
Mount, Bruno.
Sorry. Let me go over again. I said
the 3 at the back. Okay.
The three at the back are there, which are the leads, Shaw and Masraoui, and then I have Ugarte, Mount, Bruno, Ahmad in the midfield 4, and my front 3 is going to be
your left wing back. Who be your left wing back?
Ahmad.
Then what about the right wing back?
I'll play Rashford, Garnacho, and then this guy.
In the midfield, you said Mount, Bruno, Ahmad, and Ugarte. Mount, Bruno, Ahmad, and Ugarte. So if Ahmad is going to play either the right wing back or left wing back, who will be your if Ahmad is playing the left wing back, who will be your right wing back?
I think Ahmad plays the right wing back.
Then who plays left?
Mount plays.
Mount is injury pro. You have to play him there.
Yeah. I'll play Mount. Mount goes the other way. Ugarte in the middle. Then I have Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and Rashford in the front 3.
Okay.
For me, it's really the best. If I wouldn't want to, I want to say something, and it's not like I'm nitpicking, but Casemiro also gave out the ball a lot in the first half against Everton. I don't know if you saw that. He lost possession. He struggled with the ball, controlling the ball. And to be honest, I can't play him against Arsenal at this moment. Also because of the level of energy or intensity the AMORIM requires from his team to play. So maybe if we're able to be 2-1 up, or whatever, 2-0 up, then we could have him on maybe for the last 20. And for me, that would be fair if you ask me. Last 15, 20, yeah.
So So finally, before we round up, give me your score prediction.
I'm going to draw 2-2 Arsenal.
2-2 Arsenal.
2-2.
I think I'm going to break your heart here. Arsenal is beating Manchester United.
What's the scoreline?
I'm looking at 3-1 Arsenal win.
I'm going 2-2. The good thing we agree 4 goals in the game. We both agree 4 goals in the game. So
3-1 Arsenal win.
Yeah, I see a 2-2. 2-2 because I'm looking at the last 2 games. The 1-0 at Old Trafford and then the 3-1 at Emirates. I look at how both games panned out, and I'm like, nah, yeah, they can't. They really can't do much. I look at the conditions or the circumstances of both games, and looking at where Manchester United is at the point where the players more like all fighting for their jerseys. Everybody's hoping to be named one of those starting 11. I think it makes for an exciting game. I know that maybe Manchester United is not entirely free flying, or maybe benefiting from the new manager bounce thing as usual, but I think this is that game that could kickstart everything for me. I think this is that game that could sort of like flip the switch for Manchester United this season. That's the way I see it. And for me, it's a very beautiful time, really, because I think 2 weeks from today we'll be up against Man City. If I'm right, I think 2 weeks we'll be up against Man City, and then again we'll have Arsenal again at you've seen the draw, for the FA Cup, January 15th. We'll be up against Arsenal also at the Emirates again, also at the Emirates. So so I think we have to take this one. We'll have to take this one.
All right, Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you after the Arsenal game.
Yeah, see you, man. Bless.